The triad is a constant at the Pyramids of Bulgaria. Number 3 and its geometric representation, the triangle, are ubiquitous from the shape of the overall pyramid down to the individual stones. The triad is cosmic wisdom encoded in the pyramids. Talking to stones and listening to the moon at the Pyramids of Bulgaria. Subscribe below for regular videos to learn more about the cosmic origins of humanity. We recommend watching as a reference the documentary on the sun. The stones of the pyramids tell us the story of the sun, the moon, earth and man. And if we are ready to listen, we will hear the universe talking to us in numbers. Where do we find the triad at the Pyramids of Bulgaria? Pyramids are 3D triangles. Their shape is intentional and has a purpose. The northern side of Ostrets is a triangle with an inclination of 52 degrees. It reminds us of the golden ratio, the divine proportion found in nature. The standing stones of Rozovets form a pyramid. There used to be 3 standing stones, one fell backwards. The central stone acted as a pyramidion. The tetrahedron is a cluster of large megaliths that form a 3D triangle. It faces due south towards the sun. It is an example of the connection on Earth between the sun and the moon. At the Bulgarian megalithic sites, there are many triptychs. These are clusters of 3 standing stones. In Rozovets, there are many examples of triptychs of different sizes. All are turned south towards the sun. In Skumsale, we find more abstract variants of the triptych that are probably from the late Lemurian epoch. They are large stone formations split into 3 parts. There is a link below to the documentary on Lemuria. Similarly, in Buzovgrad, we find triptych-like stone formations. In Skumsale, like in Rozovets, there are single standing stones that are shaped like a pyramid, a 3D triangle that points up. It is an antenna that connects Earth to the cosmos. These stones also face south. In Rozovets, there are 3 rhombus-shaped stones that are planted like arrowheads into the ground, one behind the other. They have a flat back on the north side and a bulge on the south side. The rhombus, with its 4 sides, represents Earth and number 4. Soon, we will have a documentary on number 4 at the Pyramids of Bulgaria. Click and subscribe to be notified. If we listen carefully, we find many connections at the Pyramids of Bulgaria between the sun, the moon, earth, and man who made the stone formations. In Banya, there is a standing stone that has a triangular pear shape with a diagonal line of quartz that reminds us of the golden ratio. There is a similar triangular stone in Sokolica with also a diagonal quartz line. The golden ratio in numerical terms can be expressed as 0.618. In relation to unit 1, it can be rounded up as 2/3 in relation to 1/3. This proportion is divine harmony. It is the expression of cosmic wisdom. The triad is everywhere at the Pyramids of Bulgaria because, like the impulse that spurned the pyramid builders, number 3 is divine and cosmic in origin. We have a 3-part documentary that concludes on why the pyramids were built. There are links below. In Skumsale, there is a 3D triangular boulder with 3 incisions. It faces south. It reminds us of the 3 fingers in the icon Christ in Judgment. The gesture represents the Trinity, the unity of one God in 3 persons, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. It also reminds us of the letter Shin in Hebrew, which is associated with fire and God. Shin has a number value of 300 and is the 21st letter, 3 times 7, of the Hebrew alphabet. 7 being the number of mystery, we could say the God number. Number 3, found at the Pyramids of Bulgaria, is a constant in later human civilizations around the world. In the Inca tradition in Peru, there are 3 ages of stone that reflect the 3 stages in the evolution of Earth. The oldest is the Hanan Pacha period. It can be related to the Lemurian epoch. The Inca believed that at the time, Earth had a 220-day orbit around the Sun. The Urun Pacha period can be associated with Atlantis. During that epoch, Earth had a 260-day orbit. The Ukun Pacha period is associated with the post-Atlantean epoch when Earth had its present 365-day orbit. As the Sun is the planetary equivalent of the monad, number 1, so the Moon is the equivalent of the triad, number 3. In geometric representation, the Moon is the triangle, whilst the Sun is the dot from which everything emanates. In esoteric teachings, the Moon is the stage of light in Earth's evolution. First came the Word, the Logos, during the Saturn phase. Then the Word became life during the Sun phase. And then the Word that had become life also became light during the Moon phase. The Gospel of St. John, the mission of Earth. In spiritual science, we say that the ancient Moon preceded the Earth. This ancient Moon, as planetary stage of evolution, had also a mission. It was the planet or the cosmos of wisdom. We know that the Moon reflects the Sun's light, and as we saw in the documentary on Lemuria, it is Lemurian women who received images of cosmic harmony during the night. Rudolf Steiner, Cosmic Memory, Prehistory of Earth and Man. The women looked into the creative workshop of nature. They experienced a communion with the beings which built the world itself. One can call this communication an association with the gods. Woman became the first interpreter. It was a special new manner of living through reflection which developed here. The word reflection is central. At night, Lemurian women in a state of atavistic clairvoyance received these images of cosmic wisdom from the Moon. The relationship between the Moon and the feminine element has been kept for millennia in images such as the Virgin Mary standing on a crescent moon. It relates to the quest of the Knight Templars who searched for wisdom, truth, Baphomet, and like their spiritual leader, Bernard de Clairvaux, venerated the Virgin Mary. The moon is also associated with the god Yahweh, who, in esoteric teachings, is the one of the 7 Elohim, divinities, that came down from the sun to the moon to give to mankind the gifts of wisdom that would help it develop and fulfill its mission. This concept is found in the image of the crescent in Islam, which is often associated with the morning star that represents Venus, the feminine element. The moon played an intermediary role between sun and earth, whilst mankind was not yet ready, sufficiently developed, to receive the light directly from the sun. Across time and civilizations, these universal constants have shown us the way, and the stones of the Pyramids of Bulgaria are the first incarnation of these cosmic truths that guide humanity. Like the Templars or Sufis searching for wisdom, it is our mission still today to enlighten the dark recesses of our souls with the rays of love streaming down from the sun. The Gospel of St. John, the mission of earth. Divine wisdom pervades the whole of nature. Human wisdom will only gradually reach this height. In the course of time, human wisdom will inwardly acquire what divine wisdom has secreted within the earth. Divine wisdom is objective, whilst human wisdom, often called intelligence, is subjective. And it is the mission of man to uncover the divine wisdom in all things. Rudolf Steiner's reading of the Akasha Chronicle helps us make sense of what we see on the ground at the Pyramids of Bulgaria, and their meaning to us even to this day. He helps us make sense of the numbers, proportions, and geometric shapes we see before our eyes. First, there was the Logos, which became life, then light, and this light lives in the astral body. Into the human inner being, into the darkness, into the ignorance, the light shone. And the meaning of life upon earth is this: that men should overcome this darkness of the soul in order that they may recognize the light of the Logos. And in our next documentary on number 4, The Rhombus, we will explore the role of earth and man in the universe.